Hello everybody, and today I'm going to go over all my supplies that came in, except for my manga, how to draw manga class book, because that did not come in yet. Hope you guys have had a good week. Mine has been pretty busy, that's why I haven't been posting, but I have been letting you guys know that. Um, However, I can post a day, and then won't be posting anything probably for the next 2 weeks. And then hopefully after that we'll get back into really getting this little curriculum thing off the ground. So I wanted to start off with my art supplies. I've been spending the last week doing uh, lots of Duolingo just to kind of get used to the characters, Japanese characters, and I'm kind of getting burned out. I'm a little concerned that this is going to lose steam and then I'll have wasted my money on these supplies and never use them. But hopefully with the art side incorporated, I'll have a good balance. So with that being said, I've already done a recording on these supplies, but my camera was acting a little flaccid and it didn't get any good shots. So um, doing it again for you to have a good view, because when I was flipping through this book, there's some really good information in there, and I want you guys to kind of see it. Um, but yeah, I checked these pens out. These are not the Micron pens. I had some, but they obviously Microns are expensive. I found these ones. I actually didn't realize they weren't Micron pens until I read the comments after I'd ordered them, and people said that they worked fine. They said they might dry out a little faster, but I'm not really concerned about that. I don't particularly use these anyway. I use different pens, and I do have ink and brushes if it gets to that point where they need a recharge. So um, I did write on with one of them earlier. That's what I was throwing away just a second ago, but they seem to work fine. You know, there's pens with black ink, and they work. They seem to work and function just like the other ones. So we'll see. These are, I think there are 12 in here. Yeah, 12 pieces for like $8. I think they might have been on sale, but yeah, so they're all right. We'll see. We'll try them throughout the semester. The next thing is this book. This is the textbook, well, the book that ChatGPT recommended for the replacement of that one in Japanese I couldn't get here. I found it on eBay, and it was pretty good. The price was reasonable, but I didn't want to deal with the tariffs or import fees or whatever that I might get stuck with, and making a $30 book a $100 book was not something I wanted to do. So I ordered this one instead, and when I was looking through it the first time, I was reading through, like skimming through, and it already had a lot of really good information just by what I was skimming through, and I really can't wait to get into reading this, because it looks like there's a lot of really good information in here. So I can't wait to get started. I might actually start reading this tonight and then start working out of it when the class starts. So yeah, really excited. It looks like it's going to be a good read. I thought it was going to be a one-time read and then like put it down and then kind of just like let it go aside. But this looks like something that I might reference later on. They've got some good examples. Obviously, the book, obviously, if you couldn't tell, or couldn't see by the cover, was written by the guy who I guess created JoJo. And look at these. These, I don't feel bad anymore, because these are exactly what my Dum Dum drafts look like. They were horrible. And looking at these kind of made me feel a bit better. Like, from crappy little sketches just to get the point across into like what he does. So I'm really not upset about my stuff anymore. I feel a little more confident already. But yeah, my brother has been kind of recommending that I watch JoJo. He's been recommending it since it came out. He says it's kind of right down my alley of what I might like. So maybe throughout the semester I'll make this as kind of like a, what is it, like bonus homework, bonus assignments, extra credit, so I can kind of get a little bit more idea of the story developing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of good information in here. When I read it, I will come back with maybe do a whole review of it and what I feel about it, and if it seems like it's good, I don't see why it wouldn't be. Like I said, sorry, I keep doing a lot. I'm trying not to, but it seems like it's got good useful information in there, so that's awesome. Then I think that the How to Draw Manga book didn't come in. It's not going to come in until next week, and I won't be able to talk about it until a couple weeks after. But I do have volume 2, 3, and getting started. I just need volume 1, which is what I ordered. And I feel like I'll be going through these books throughout the first semester, quote unquote, because it's going to talk about the deleter. And I have some deleter, and I don't think mine's going to make any difference because it's so small. but I think that it doesn't matter because I'll probably just do one illustration with it just to say I've done it. But this has a lot of interesting techniques on how to use it, so that's going to be interesting. We'll go from there. I'll see kind of how they use it, what they use it for. But I guess we're just going to have to see how that works out when I actually get to that point. So that's volume 2. Volume 1, I think, based on the assignments that they're giving me, seems like it's about characters and expressions. Like I said, I don't have that, but I do have these versions, which I really like these. I started off on these ones, and I really relied on them a lot when I was doing my early learning. The second one has a lot of expressions. This one is just, I guess, designing characters, but the second book is more about expressions. I didn't get that out of the closet. You know, it's so stupid. I already recorded this. I should have got it out the second time. I wasn't thinking about that, but it's gonna, excuse me, got a hangnail. It's gonna go over actual expressions. So I'll be combining exercises out of here as well as the ones in volume 2, depending on what the first how to draw manga has. If it's already combined both of them, then these will just be here for references. But I think that'll work out fine. And you know, you can never have too many references when you're trying to learn how to draw. So that's gonna be cool. Excuse me. Then I think, oh, here's a deleter. Like I said, it's very fine. I don't even know if it's gonna make a difference. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's got nice and crushed in transit, but I don't think that's gonna harm anything. So we'll see. I've only got the one page, like I said, because I don't think I'm gonna be relying too much on it until later. If I do, and I'll learn about the different kinds. I might get like a set of them, but they're kind of pricey. This one little sheet was $10, so oof. I got my planner, which wasn't a part of the price tag, and the stickers. These together combined to be about $22. So when I said that my price of everything cost, I think it was like $165, take it off about $25, and everything I ordered was about $140, which is fairly reasonable for school supplies for what I'm doing. There's these. I also did get a sketch pad. The one that I ordered, I was a little disappointed in. The people were review said it was good for multimedias and ink and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's going to be very good. It's very thin compared to what I'm used to for inking, and it's not like white like I want it to be. It's kind of got that off-white color compared to what I wanted, which is this size right here, which I had ordered these earlier. I should have just gone back to find this brand, but you can see, I don't know if you can tell, the page is lighter, and it's definitely thicker. So I'll be using this, I guess, for my main parts of like any assignments, or if I were to turn in any homeworks, then I'll be using this to do that, and then use this for my sketches and drafts and everything like that. So cost, I think this one was about $12, 10 to $12, but my other ones are about the same. So I definitely recommend the other brand that I have down here. This one is not what I want. And excuse me again. I think that pretty much concludes everything for the art side of things. I have pencils, I've got erasers, didn't need to spend anything extra on those. So I think we're good on that. And then for the language class, I did get the answer key for everything, which is cool. It's very much surprise, it's Japanese. And the workbook, I'll probably get copies out of here if I'm going to do anything in the workbook, because I don't want to write in it. I'm just that kind of person. Oh, and you can pull them out too. Yeah, I'm just gonna make copies if I can, when I can. And then we've got the actual text version of it. Hopefully one of these is going to go over the stroke order of these marks, because I don't know if that's important or not. Duolingo's been going over it with me, but I don't know if that's gonna matter. There's of course a bunch of other resources. This have it in here too. Where'd it go? I was actually expecting a used book when I bought this, so this was like $62, and it wasn't actually bad for all this stuff. They have the app where you can listen to the voices, I think, on there, the conversations. So I'll get started into that. Hopefully I'll come out learning something. Yeah, I'm already getting familiar with the alphabet. I've been doing this on and off since I first learned about anime. so I kind of recognize some of the characters anyway, and this has been on and off, like I said, throughout my life, so hopefully some of that stuff will stick, and we'll start moving on and watching Japanese cartoons, like kids' cartoons. Don't understand any of it. That's going to be all I have for the book, and then we have this writing practice pad, which I was going to get two of them, but then when this came in, I looked, and we've got 100 pages, so it's 50 pages front and back. I think it's going to be plenty for me to learn how to write these characters down. So that's all of the main supplies, all good and set up. Kind of excited. I'm about to drop something here on the floor. And then finally, I just printed off all the goals. This main schedule, what I'm supposed to be focusing on. It's got all of the lists, supplies I'll need, all the free resources. I've got those all saved and set up. Weekly homework tells you go over that. You got the whole detailed semester plan. Go over that, see if this works out. And the discussion goes with that too. I got the I had a ChatGPT go back and generate me suggested lessons, I guess, for learning the both characters, both of the alphabets within 2 weeks of each other. So within a month, I guess it's 3 weeks. So within 6 weeks, I should be pretty good at recognizing these characters if I follow this, and if my brain doesn't want to be stupid. So that's kind of cool. Went back and did that little bit of extra stuff to make sure. Got the checklist going on. Oh wow, everything was really blue all of a sudden. I have the checklist here for the first semester, and it goes through each week, which is probably how I might post these videos if I do any assignments. I'll start recording my sessions whether I post them or not, just because to me that's going to program me saying, well, if I record this, that's my class time. So I might record my class time just for the sake of doing that, and if I find anything interesting in there, I can stick it all together and go over the week of class time. But most of the assignments I might just go over every 2 weeks and post those, just so it's not cluttering the YouTube if it's not something that you're interested in. However, it is going to be a huge part of the next 16 weeks of my YouTube, because I really am trying to commit to this. So this is going to be a very much of a learning experience. So sorry if you guys don't like that, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. If you don't want to watch them, then I apologize. Hopefully this will lead to something a little more interesting for you to see. But scheduling those, like I said, we'll see how it goes. And I think that pretty much covers everything. This is going to be interesting because even though this curriculum, I mean, look, it's got all this information. I didn't even print off everything I came up with. It's interesting. It's got all the grounds, the perfect foundation for a decent curriculum, but there is still a lot of work that has to be done on my end. I have to be the one disciplined enough to stick with my schedule and my assignments, because I don't actually have a real teacher, and I need to be able to think outside the box to come up with creative ideas that can push me further other than what the thing ChatGPT tells me. ChatGPT can generate quizzes for me, which I thought was interesting, so we'll be using that if this material isn't enough, or maybe I'll just use it anyway. But I want to make sure I use things out of books so I know that ChatGPT is giving me information that's accurate and not just common things that like slanged or things that aren't right. But there's going to be a lot of work I still have to do, despite all the work that ChatGPT has done for me. So it's interesting, and I'm kind of excited. Hopefully we can get through this book. You hear me try to pronounce some of these things terribly. Yeah. Well, I think I'm done rambling on about my supplies. If I keep going, I'm going to keep into the mic, and I'm just going to get on people's nerves, and I'm just going to start going in circles as I do. So, with that being said, I look forward to this semester. Again, I look forward to doing this semester. I hope you guys aren't completely bored out of your skulls, and won't be posting anything now for the next 2, maybe 3 weeks, like I said, because of rush. Wish me luck, because this is going to be busy. I'll be standing on my feet for 40 hours a day, consistently, 5 days a week. My back is going to be out of it by the end of it, as it always is. So, please, wish me luck. Otherwise, yeah, pretty much done here. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about this, and hopefully we can see if this works out. Like I said, I'll do a review of this manga theory in practice for sure once I've done reading it, because like I said, there's a lot of valuable information in there, and I would love to see how much it'll benefit. So yeah, I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Oh, I don't want to go. Bye.